Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to Talking Reds, and it is my reaction to Arne Slot's press conference, pre-match press conference for the Burnley game on Sunday, where he spoke about Marc Guehi, he spoke about Alexander Isak, a little bit more on injury concerns as well, injury updates, someone could be out for the game on Sunday, and also the transfer window as a whole and what he's looking forward to going into the weekend. So let's get it started. Also, some more sorts of updates also on the goal of the month, the manager of the month, and the player of the month for the Premier League as well. And so also finally spoke about Chiesa and how he's unhappy at the situation with not being into the Champions League squad. So make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already for all your latest Liverpool news, transfer news, and much, much more on this channel. Everything from watch-alongs to match previews to everything you want as a Liverpool fan, all the Liverpool content you physically can ask for. Talking Reds is for you. So make sure you do get in the chat as well today as well. Get me all your thoughts on what Arne Slot has said regarding everything today in the press conference. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to give you updates on what's been happening, what's been said by Arne Slot, by the Liverpool manager. So it was initially pretty much the first question, which was about deadline day, about transfers, and it always was going to be, let's be honest, that certainly comes first before matches these days at the moment. So this is what we want to do, and this is what we want to talk about. So Marc Guehi, he was asked about Marc Guehi, and this is his response to the Marc Guehi deal being obviously not going ahead in the end. So it would be ridiculous for me to deny that we were close to signing him. It happens in football for me. We would like to sign him. If, of course, because we were in for him. If we can strengthen the team, we never hesitate to do so. He also basically said, look, it's quite clear, it's quite open now. It's open in the world. Everyone knows about Marc Guehi. Everyone knows what happened. So if he was to deny it, it'd just be a bit strange for him to deny it, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. So he did say, look, it's out in the open, so I can't deny it. But things happen in the past. For me, I would like to have signed him. It's happened. He also went on to say, like, it's happened to players that Liverpool try being sold. It's just sometimes it happens. It's football. That's what happens in football and life. It was so close to happening, but it is what it is. That's what basically Arne Slot said there. It is what it is. But he hasn't ruled out signing him in the future, because he has basically said, look, he's a player that I want. So in the future, that might still happen. And we've been speaking about this all week regarding Marc Guehi. Next summer is the main talk about when Marc Guehi could become a Liverpool player. And Liverpool are right now expecting Guehi to still sign for Liverpool. I think that's what the reports and the noise from Anfield is coming out as Guehi still has eyes for Liverpool and Liverpool only. And I think we're sort of like riding on that a little bit for me personally. Hopefully, Guehi can talk to other clubs in January for a pre-contract. Obviously, he's going for free at the end of the season. Just hoping that it doesn't change his mind. No one else looks at him, and no one else convinces him the way Liverpool convinced him. It pretty much was a Liverpool player. You see how the reports came out how good to Guehi was in the end for not getting that move to Liverpool on deadline day. It was pretty much done, medical done. It just Palace pulled out. Palace pulled out last second, and it is what it is. But if it's delayed and inevitable, that's okay for me. But if it's not delayed and inevitable, and Guehi changes his mind and goes elsewhere, then that's a big, I won't say mistake from Liverpool, but I think it's a big miss out from Liverpool, certainly, because he's, for me, should be our number one centre-back target. And it pretty much seems that Arne Slot has that in mind as well, that Guehi is his number one target. And he's always said, look, if a player comes available that we want, and we always take the opportunity to do so. And I think that will be next season now for free. Do you think we're going to get him in January? We spoke about last night about potentially getting him in January, but I just don't feel Liverpool will pay now 20 to 25 million for Guehi to get him in January, unless touch wood, nothing happens in terms of injury concerns to the defence. That's the only way I think we move for Guehi now in January. I think it is going to be for free in summer. We're losing potentially Konate in summer for free. It's quite a simple one in, one out sort of thing, really. Konate is probably going to go to Real Madrid for free. Guehi's going to come to Liverpool for free. And it's quite easy done. I think it's much easier than dealing with transfers. Obviously, if you have to deal with Palace again in January, it's much easier to just get in for free, because all you do is offer a contract, speak to agent, offer contract to agent as well. And that's it. It's pretty much done. I do hope we keep Konate. For myself, I do want to keep Konate. I want to keep Guehi and Konate. I want these players to be at Liverpool, both of them. But right now, that what we've been speaking about all week is the fact that Konate looks more than likely right now to join Real Madrid. That's just the way it is. He also got asked. He was also asked about the transfer deadline day and Alexander Isak coming in. We knew about this. By the way, Isak has met the squad today. Finally, if anyone's seen the video of him and Verge embracing, it's brilliant. It sort of goes back to when we played Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final. Did that? Yeah, it's funny. And anyone that noticed what Liverpool did as well, playing Sam Fender in the background, who is a Newcastle fan, who also has collaborations with Newcastle as well, Sam Fender. So playing him in the background is a nice little touch there. I think that was purposely done for me. Brilliant work by our social media guys at Liverpool again. So this is what Slot had to say about transfer deadline day as well. A lot happened on the last day, which isn't always the situation. But the thing is that pleased me the most is getting Alex over the line. Richard, owners, everyone worked hard to get the deal done. It's good for the club, fans, players, me, all the work they put in is a result of Alex signing for us. And it already been speaking lots about how much you want Alexander Arnold, how much that window, how much that deal meant to him. Well, I think he's always admired Alexander Arnold, I think it's been quite clear. Arne Slot's, that's what the reports came out on the summer. Arne Slot, everyone at AXA, everyone at the training ground, everyone at Liverpool saw Alexander Isak as the main target, number one target up front. And they were going to do all they could to go get him. And to deliver that final on the deadline day must have been a relief. I think it was a relief for us fans, wasn't it? We were talking about it all summer. It was the biggest saga of the summer. Newcastle fans probably relieved that the saga finally finished. It dragged on. And at one point, it didn't look like it was going to happen. Then it looked like it was going to happen. Then back to not looking like it was going to happen. And finally, Alexander Isak was announced a Liverpool player, obviously on the deadline day, which to the relief of us Liverpool fans, and like I said, Arne Slot must have been absolutely over the moon to get his number one target, to get his striker in. And 1 second, I'm going to put my charger in so the laptop does not go off, because that would be a disaster. But yeah, Arne Slot must have been absolutely delighted. You know, it reminds me of when anyone remember what happened when the Moises Caicedo bid come in. I just remember that press conference was that morning. It was the night before Caicedo bid went in, and the press conference the morning after, Jurgen Klopp, he had a spring in his step. He thought he was going to get Moises Caicedo. He got asked about Moises Caicedo, and he had a spring in his step that day. And I feel like Arne Slot had that sort of spring in his step. Like, I've got my target. I've got the guy that could possibly take us to another level as well. I thought, Florian Wirtz was a different level transfer that could take us up 5%. But Alexander Isak for me is another one that takes us up to a different level for me. Them two have been the best transfers of the window by far. I know they're the most expensive ones, but there's a reason why they're the most expensive one, because they are the best players right now that have moved clubs. It's as simple as that. So he went on to talk about Alexander Isak's character, did Arne Slot. So obviously we've seen how Alexander Isak is, and for me, he's a very, very good, he's very cold character, and I mean that in a very positive way. Like, cold as in, like, he's so cool about things, and he's just relaxed, and he's got that aura about him. He's got that, I'm just going to score and I'm just going to win trophies here. He's got that similar that aura to Van Dijk. Like, he's here to win trophies, here to score goals, and that's all he wants to do. And Alexander Isak has that in abundance, and that's why he's such a brilliant striker, because he's calm, collective, and is so potent in front of goal that to have a player like that is just that's what you need in your squad. You need players that have that mentality that I'm just going to come here and do my job and I win trophies. I want to win things. And that's exactly what, Florian Wirtz came of it. Florian Wirtz said he wants to improve himself. Florian Wirtz is coming here to win things. Alexander Isak, but the exact same. And these are the kind of characters, and these are the kind of players you need. The mentality these players have. And Alexander Isak is one of them for me. Is exactly why we should be going on to win more trophies this season. So this is what he spoke about, Alexander Isak's character. Maybe you don't believe me, but I haven't spoken to him that much. I phoned him after he signed. He had to go to Sweden for 99% of the time during breaks. I leave the players for their national managers. I texted him once or twice, but I do have to get to know him in the upcoming days and weeks. But We have such a great culture here at the club. So we sign players for qualities and know how good he is, what a quality player he is. I don't think you can compare the situations with other different owners, different situations. You cannot compare Isak and Guehi, for example. I felt all the way we needed another attacking player, so happy we could get that we wanted. Afternoon, Bourbon Capet. Don't apologise, my friend, at all. Do not ever apologise. If you come in late, it's absolutely fine. If you come in 5 minutes from the end, it's absolutely fine. If you come in, and that's all I appreciate. I appreciate anyone coming in and getting in the comments and liking the videos and subscribing to the channel. Every one of you guys at home that do that, I appreciate you all massively. Don't ever, you don't even have to be here ever. You can watch it recorded, but I appreciate everyone that comes in. Absolutely. Don't ever have to apologise to come in late at all. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, but welcome in. Get your comments in, guys. If you are watching right now, get your comments in. What your thoughts are on what Slot said about Guehi, what your thoughts are on what he said about Alexander Isak. Obviously, he hasn't spoken to Alexander Isak much because he has been away on international duty with Sweden, which he got 25 minutes for last week. Regarding his fitness, though, he actually spoke about his fitness as well, Arne Slot. And people, I saw something yesterday about someone saying about shove him straight in. You paid that so much money for him. There's no chance on earth Alexander Isak would just shoved straight in. Football doesn't work like that. Elite sports doesn't work like that. Sports in general doesn't work like that. You know, if you've had an injury or if you've been out and you're not fit enough, you've got to gradually warm up to where you're going for. Like you can't just one day get off the couch. You probably enter a marathon. You can't do that. You've got to basically train for a marathon. That's why you train for a marathon. You don't just you probably could just enter a marathon and go into it without training, but you get yourself injured. You won't be fit enough for it, and you won't want to get to where you want to be. That's why you got to train for it. And shoving Alexander Isak right now straight into a team makes zero sense at all. Physically, mentally, everything. You just straight, especially in the Premier League, the most elite and most physical league in the world. He will probably pick up an injury if he just got straight in without proper training leading up to it. He needs match fitness. He needs to get his fitness up. So this is what he had to say. We have to build him up gradually. It's going to be a challenge, but we have not signed him for the upcoming 2 weeks. We have signed him for 6 years. So basically saying he's got time. He's got time. He's not in a rush to bring Alexander Isak in. He's not signing for the next 2 weeks, like I said. If we've only signed him for 2 weeks, then he's got to rush him in, but he doesn't. And what helps, what I've been saying on here, what helps massively is the fact that Ekitike has hit the ground running. Because if Ekitike was playing poor and he struggled to adjust to the Premier League, I think Isak might be rushed back in a little bit sooner. I'm not saying this weekend. Even if Ekitike were playing poor, I don't think Isak plays this weekend. But I think it might be like 1 or 2 games earlier than what we have planned for Isak. But with Ekitike playing well, we are in no rush to rush Isak in. Obviously, he's going to be the starting striker. Obviously, we want him to be the number 1 striker. That's why I pay the money for him. But Ekitike is doing a brilliant job already. And Isak, if we rush him in too quickly, he can easily pick up injuries, and that's not exactly what we want to do. There'd be a waste of time, waste of money that we paid out to injure him like that. Appreciate context of Braving Carpet. Thank you, mate. Is there a stream this evening? Yes, there is, Braving Carpet. I'm glad you asked. We are live at 7 o'clock tonight. Myself and Football Ends. I don't know if anyone knows Football Ends or watches Ends on this channel, but he's got a pretty decent channel. I think he's got about 7K subscribers, something like that. But he's a very, very good content creator. I've known him for a while now. So me and him are going to be doing a fortnightly show on this channel on the Red Zone on a Friday night, hopefully 7 o'clock every 2 weeks on Red Zone. So make sure you do tune us in tonight for that at 7 o'clock tonight. Now, I agree. Needs time to bed in and get used to the new team and surroundings. Absolutely. It's not even just the physicality of things. He's got to get used to the players, got to get used to the way we play. He's had maybe 1 training session with us, 2 training sessions with us, if that. Not even with the full team, because the full team are just getting back now. He's only just met Van Dijk today. Well, apart from the time he's met Van Dijk on the pitch, but he's met Van Dijk as a teammate today. So things like that, he's got to be at least. I said before, I've said it many, many times on here, is at least 3 or 4 games behind everyone else, at least. So I think it would be about October time you'll see Alexander Isak start for Liverpool. It may get 10 minutes at the end of Burnley, says Braven Kopai, but I also think it wouldn't be surprised if Slot leaves him out for now. It wouldn't. To be honest, actually, you're right there. I said I think he'll get about 20 minutes personally. because he got 25 minutes midweek. He might get 10, 15 minutes. I don't think he'll be any more than 20 minutes, if I'm honest. But also, it wouldn't surprise me if he'd left him out because, we are expected to beat Burnley. If we are, like 2-3-0 up against Burnley, is there any point in bringing him on to injure him? I don't know. Depends if we need him or not. I think he'll get about 10 minutes at least. But I don't think he'll get more than 20 minutes at all. I don't think he'll get more than what he got midweek for Sweden. Not at all. But yeah, it's very interesting that he has spoken about his fitness and said, look, we're not going to bring him in quickly because at the end of the day, I just can't for the life of me understand why people say that why didn't you play him because you paid that much money for him? It makes no sense. Logically, it makes no sense. There was also some news about what is it as well? Last night was Jeremy Frimpong is back in training as well. We spoke about that last night. So we've got Bradley back, got Frimpong back, but one player that could be out and is out for Sunday's game is Curtis Jones. And Arne Slot confirmed that as well. Liverpool Fitness News. Curtis Jones is not available for the game against Burnley after missing England camp through injury. But the rest of the squad should be okay. Jeremy Frimpong's training with under-21s this week. Senior stars return today. So Curtis Jones is out. So that means the talk about Szoboszlai being in midfield is much more likely to happen now. I think it's going to be the team that I spoke about the other day. Bradley right back, Szoboszlai midfield with Gravenberch. I can't see McAllister playing. Well, not start. I think he'll come on in the game, but with how much football he's playing, McAllister, his fitness issues that he's having right now, I can't see McAllister starting that game against Burnley on Sunday. So I do expect it being Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and Conor Bradley at right back. And with Curtis Jones being out as well now, I think it pretty much solidifies that, and I think it confirms that for me. He was asked about Chiesa and why Chiesa isn't in the Champions League squad. So Arne Slot's response to that was, of course, it's tough for a manager. It is difficult for him. Of course, he wasn't happy with the decision, but he understood my argument. He gave the answer you want to hear from a player, and he will always be there to help in other cups and the league. He worked really hard in these days to be ready for the upcoming games, which is more important than what a player tells you. Federico Chiesa and his professionalism since he's joined Liverpool has been exceptional. Let me put that out straight away. He has been absolutely exceptional. Despite, I think last season, I thought Arne Slot did... I think mistreat's a harsh word, but I did think he should have used him a lot better. There's times where Nunes got starts over Chiesa. Nunes came on the pitch instead of Chiesa, even after playing poor. And when Chiesa absolutely deserved to play. And when Chiesa has played, bar like one or two appearances. I mean, the Plymouth one was a standout one, but no one played well against Plymouth. Chiesa's done everything he can on the pitch, and he's always had a big impact on the pitch for Liverpool. Going back to the Carabao Cup final, came on and scored the goal for us. I know it didn't mean anything in the end, but he came on and scored the goal for us. Got the winner against Bournemouth. This guy has a bigger impact and is much more clinical than people give him out to be. And what Chiesa was he has played at a top level. And he did do that for Juventus at many times and Italy. He was at top level for Italy throughout the tournaments. And it's a shame that we're not using such a talented player because he's a very, very talented player. If fit, at his peak and his fitness, Chiesa was one of the best wingers in world football. That's how good he was. But he could have easily given up with Liverpool. And there was obviously talk about him wanting to go back to Italy. And I don't blame him, if I'm honest. If he wants to go back to Italy, then I wouldn't blame him. Because like I said, last season, we didn't use him enough time for me. It felt like it's really odd that we wasn't using him that many times. It felt like Arne Slot had a problem with him, but I don't think it does. But it's just a bit odd that he doesn't use him as often, especially last season when Nunes were coming on, like I said, and other players were getting chances over him that didn't deserve chances, that played poor in games. But like I said, his professionalism and his attitude is exactly what you want at your club. It really is. It's a bit like Endo. Endo's the same. Endo knows what kind of player he is. He's going to be a squad player. He's going to be there when we need him. But he's never kicked up a fuss. He's never said, "Oh, I should be starting." Endo knows he's not a starter, But Kiesa's the same. Chiesa could have easily kicked up a fuss and kicked off this summer. There are always reports about Diaz on doing Liverpool. Diaz clearly wanted out of Liverpool quite a while. But at least Chiesa had actually reasoning to want to leave Liverpool this summer because he wanted game time. Simple as that. But he never kicked up a fuss. Always worked hard on the pitch. Same with, like I said, with Endo. Endo gives it all every game. Sometimes he's not good enough, but one thing he'll never get off Endo is a bad attitude. He's got an incredible attitude, and same with Chiesa. And this is why these players succeed at clubs like this, because of simple professionalism and great attitudes. And for me, Chiesa is very, very important this season, especially for the depth that we need in that attacking area. And it did shock me. I did a reaction to last week to the squad depth. I think I did a TikTok on it. A short video on it about the squad depth, and I wasn't really particularly happy that Chiesa wasn't in there. But I think it was more like I'd rather someone else in a different position potentially go. I'm thinking about Gomez maybe. I want to take Gomez over Chiesa. I'd have took an extra forward because of how much depth we need in forward. But if it was either Rio Engamoa or Chiesa, I'd be doing what Slot's done and go for Rio Engamoa because I think Rio Engamoa is better right now at this moment in time, if I'm honest. And it's probably a better option, especially with the fitness issues and things like that. And you've got to take everything in consideration. But for me, I'd have took Chiesa anyway. It'd have been someone else in a different position I'd have dropped, personally. And I think what else, another thing that I could have been looking out for is like, obviously Salah got really a backup at right wing, not a proper backup, but Chiesa, really. But I think because Frimpong can play right wing and because Szoboszlai can possibly play right wing, I think that's the reason why Arne Slot didn't take Chiesa in the end. Because he'd rather maybe stock up on other positions first that might need that extra depth when the other players can play that certain position. But I sort of get why Chiesa didn't go, but I'm still like, I wish he did in a way. But for me, I think we've got a brilliant squad no matter what. No matter what goes, the fact that Chiesa doesn't make the squad tells you everything about our squad going into the Champions League. So we should be one of the favourites to win, if not the favourites to win the Champions League for me. He's been a true professional, said Reverend Copite. Credit to him and could have kicked up a fuss. He easily could have done that, but he never did. He's a proper gentleman, it seems. Personality-wise, I think he liked by the other players and fans alike. Such a likable character. You could tell that. You could tell Chiesa's absolutely adored. You could tell like players like him and Endo are absolutely adored by the team. This is the kind of characters that, Jurgen Klopp used to go about the no dickhead policy. And that's... I think every club should have that policy. Unfortunately, there's dickheads out there. Dickheads every single industry. There's going to be dickheads in football. There's dickheads everywhere. But with Liverpool, it's so nice to have such a brilliant squad. And in terms of personality squad as well, and the mentality the squad has, they all seem like decent people. And it's brilliant that, got Van Dijk as captain and Salah's Salah's not vice captain. Salah's one of the leaders. Andy Robertson, vice captain. Alisson Becker, these leaders in our team set that example. And they're all brilliant, decent human beings first. And that's why it flows onto everyone else. And this is why I love people like Chiesa and Endo. And this is why I become, when cult heroes come across, when you've got a cult hero, people like Chiesa and Endo are member of the people like that because they're such amazing people as well as footballers. And they'll always give their all on the pitch. And that's all you can ask for. Ability can only go so far. If you can't give a good attitude, if you put your work in, this is why you see careers not working out for players, because if they don't have the right attitude to go along with their talents, it's never going to work out. Everyone's got a talent to be a professional footballer. You won't be a professional footballer without the talent. But if you don't have the right attitude, then you're not going to make it to the top. You're not going to get to the career that you really want. And that's why players like Chiesa are so important, because their attitude is absolutely fantastic. Slot start news is to get good money for him. I couldn't understand that. I can slightly understand that, but I wouldn't be doing that personally. I'd just play with whoever deserves to start and whoever's playing better. And Chiesa deserved to start over Nunes many of the times last season, but he never did. It's just one of them things. I hope, I know he's not in Champions League, but I hope in the league and I hope in the cups we use Chiesa more this season. So he could be a big difference in winning leagues and winning cups. When you look in your bench, you look at who you've got. And right now, in terms of forward line, We'll have maybe Ekatike on the bench or Gakpo on the bench. But brilliant thing is we'll have an Engamoa now on the bench and a Chiesa. So we've got some good depth now on the bench. And I'm happy to bring Engamoa in any time. I'm happy to bring a Chiesa on any time. I won't have any problems with any of those subs for me because I think they're both good enough to change the game. So I'm happy with that. Absolutely happy with that. And I hope, like I said, Chiesa does play more this summer. 1 second. This season. Should we go over some new news? Obviously, Premier League news. 1 second. Do you see Nottingham Forest getting a result tomorrow against Arsenal and doing us any favours? Personally, I think Arsenal will win, unfortunately. I think Arsenal win. I'm going to do Premier League predictions at some point, maybe tomorrow morning, possibly, which I'm going to record and put it on. So my Premier League predictions. But Arsenal beat Forest, new manager. If Anjaz got his tactics across, I think he's too open for me. But I do see Arsenal getting a result tomorrow, getting a win tomorrow. Remember, Curtis Jones has plenty of talent. He's just not consistent enough. I'll tell you that. It's not consistent enough for me. So the Premier League have announced their manager of the year, manager of the month, player of the month, and also goal of the month. So I'll go for the player of the month. So Jack Grealish got player of the month. And for me, possibly, I'd say I can't argue that has been sensational since joining Everton. And I hate to say it, but he's been brilliant since joining Everton. I said many times, said it on Twitter, my Twitter page, that Pep Guardiola has held Jack Grealish back massively, and this is what he does. He's doing it to Phil Foden now as well. He holds talent like that back. He doesn't let them play free enough. Jack Grealish clearly is playing a bit more free now. Everton can come inside a little bit more than being just a winger, and is flourishing for it. He's now the player of the month. So, and I'm not going to argue that, if I'm honest. I think Szoboszlai is definitely our player of the month. Personally, he's had 2 man matches out of the 3 games. But like I said, Grealish has been fantastic. So because of 1 3 out of the 3 games, Arne Slot has been given manager of the month on the first month. So that's a brilliant start to August. What not better start than that from Arne Slot and Liverpool. 3 out of 3 wins, 9 points from 9. And also the goal of the month, speaking of Dominic Szoboszlai got the goal of the month for the goal against Arsenal, the late winner. So, and again, can't argue that, can you? Szoboszlai's free kick was just sensational. This is why I'm surprised that he doesn't take free kicks more often, because last season he didn't take that many. It took a few, but not as many as I think he should do, because what Szoboszlai has is a clean strike. He's one of the best strikes in the Premier League. So for me, he has to take set pieces. Even in the corners, like McAllister takes a lot of corners, but a lot of McAllister's corners, they sort of go short. And I don't like that. So, maybe Szoboszlai take up set pieces fully now for the future. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching this latest update on the press conference. Make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already for all your latest Liverpool news, transfer news, and Liverpool content that you could physically ask for. So tonight at 7 o'clock, myself and Enns are going to do our fortnightly show on Red Zone. So join us for that at 7 o'clock. I think the thumbnail's all the way out. It's already all out. The scheduling stream is already out on YouTube. So make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And also notification bells on, because if you click the notification bell on our channel, it'll tell you when we are live. It'll tell you when anything is being posted as well. So yeah, thank you everyone.